watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted Best of Las Vegas. Give them a call, 702-727-9900.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us here on News 25 and Ace Country Radio and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku on this Wednesday, April 3rd. I'm Chris Palermo, and here's what's happening. A fire broke out at an apartment complex in Las Vegas, displacing 6 of the occupants and 1 dog. RJ Camacho has this story.
At approximately 9:20 in the evening on April 3rd, the Clark County Fire Department received reports of a structure fire at an apartment at 2575 South Van Pattern Street. Upon arrival, firefighters reported seeing smoke coming from the second floor out of a unit. The crew commenced an offensive attack and sent resources to the roof in order to perform ventilation. The fire was knocked down at 9:32 p.m. All occupants were evacuated safely and no injuries were reported among both the civilians and firefighters. However, 6 people and 1 dog are currently displaced. The American Red Cross was called in to assist them, and the reported damages of the fire is estimated at $50,000.
And 2 people have been arrested by Boulder City Police during a traffic stop when officers noticed smelling dead animals coming from the car.
Boulder City Police conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle after receiving a tip about animal abuse or hoarding on March 29th. The report came from Gina Greason, who's the president of Nevada Voters for Animals and was tailing the suspect's vehicle to help police locate them. During the traffic stop, the occupants, Timothy Miller and Carolyn Luke, rolled down the window and officers stated that they could smell dead animals within the car. According to the arrest report, 51 guinea pigs and rabbits were found located within the vehicle, with 11 guinea pigs being found dead inside a variety of plastic totes and luggage. The female suspect, Carolyn Luke, told police that she was concerned about the well-being of other animals that they have had at their home and a hotel in Las Vegas. After obtaining search warrants, the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department searched the aforementioned areas and found 30 dogs, 10 of which were already dead inside an unidentified hotel room. At their house, they found 15 more dogs and more guinea pigs as well. According to Ann Inabnet, the treatment costs for these animals is likely to cost thousands of dollars. Some of the animals were found to be pregnant as well, and due to this, it may be weeks before authorities can have an exact number of impounded animals. Currently, Carolyn Luke and Timothy Miller are being held at the Henderson Detention Center under 11 counts of torturing, injuring, abandoning, or starving an animal. They are set to appear in court on April 9th.
More news now. NCSO's wanted candidate is once again Karen Ehrenfeld. She was profiled on Wanted Wednesday on 11/15/23 for a warrant. She was arrested and has once again failed to appear. Karen is currently wanted for home invasion and 2 counts of possession of a controlled substance. Anyone with information on where Karen can be located is urged to call the Nye County Sheriff's Office at 775-751-7000, or you can call Crime Stoppers of Nevada, Inc. at 702-385-5555. And as our coverage continues to expand across southern Nevada, our roving Las Vegas correspondent Maria Centers now joins us with the latest from Nellis Air Force Base this week.
U.S. Air Force Senior Airman Andrew Mahoney and Senior Airman Jameel White swapped jobs for the day through the Specialty Swap Initiative. Let's see about their experiences right here at Nellis Air Force Base.
So today, Airman White stepped in as a B-man, also known as a fire guard. So his job was primarily to stand by the fire bottle and ensure that if anything goes wrong, if the jet catches on fire, he's ready to respond.
Grab this guy
and also to assist the crew chief with various tasks. One of the things that is a little maybe challenging is when you're first getting under the jet for the first time and the JFS is running and there's all the noise and everything, it can be a little daunting. but Airman White did really well handling all that.
Located approximately 8 miles northeast of downtown Las Vegas, the main unit at Nellis Air Force Base is the United States Air Force Warfare Center.
Today we had Senior Airman Mahoney do a couple of our tasks that's on our checklist for the day. So on the flight plan, you start off with the call sign. We had Mahoney start off following the flight plan. And then we had him do the fun part, which was 483 spot check. As airfield management, we coordinate operations on the airfield. Whatever is going on, we just support in what way we need to make sure that the mission goes on.
Nellis Air Force Base covers more than 14,000 acres.
Today was interesting and eye-opening, getting to see a bigger piece of the whole puzzle as far as flight line operations go.
The best way to be is just open-minded about everything and be ready to learn. It's a lot of things to learn about something that you never do like every day. These people do it every day, just like I do my job every day. It's easier to say, oh, I'm going to just go out and launch out an aircraft without knowing anything, instead of actually going to do it.
It was a lot of fun rolling around like we were bad boys, pulling people over, throwing the lights on. It was a great time. But I also recognize that there's, a lot more that goes into his job. There's a ton of paperwork, clearly. A lot of attention to detail goes into everything, so I got a lot of respect for him for getting up and doing the job every day. There you go.
Reporting right here from Nellis Air Force Base, I'm Maria Centers with Southern Nevada News Network.
Thank you very much, Maria. Great story as usual. And News 25 Las Vegas will continue to bring you all the details in military coverage across Clark County. And President Joe Biden held a speech today talking about lowering costs on prescription drugs and fighting against big pharmaceuticals. RJ Camacho reports on this story.
Today, President Joe Biden held a speech where he spoke about the prices of healthcare and his vow to lower healthcare costs. Before Joe Biden began his speech, Christopher Garcia, a man who struggles with paying for his healthcare services, spoke on the stage. Garcia highlighted that he was born with several bleeding disorders, and oftentimes he has to work extra shifts just to try and afford his life-saving medication.
I'm constantly forced to split my medications or decide which medications to forego altogether because I simply can't afford them. Every morning, I hope I have enough meds just to make it through the day without a medical issue.
After Garcia introduced Biden onto the stage, he briefly touched on Garcia's story and stated how millions of other Americans face these same struggles.
Millions of Americans, millions, have similar stories, lying in bed at night, literally staring to the ceiling, wondering what in God's name will happen if their spouse gets cancer, or if their child gets sick, or something happens to them. Are they going to have enough insurance? Can they afford the medical bills they're going to have? The drug companies are charging exorbitant prescription drug prices, higher prices than anywhere in the world. And Bernie said it, I was listening in the back, Bernie, you and I have been fighting this for 25 years. Finally we beat Big Pharma. Finally.
President Biden stated that he was proud of his administration for taking on big pharmaceutical companies and praised Bernie Sanders for helping in this fight. He stated that without Bernie Sanders leading the way for decades, we wouldn't be where we are today. He went on to state that despite this reduction in prices, big pharmaceuticals still make a profit. He also spoke on how Medicare is now available to negotiate lowering the prices of drug costs every year, and stated that this reduction in prices isn't only saving the lives of seniors, but anyone who relies on prescription drugs. He also spoke on how different drugs are currently being negotiated to lower their prices as well as insulin, and states that, quote, we should be more aggressive.
But I think we should be more aggressive. It's time to negotiate lower prices for at least 50 drugs a year. We only have the law only requires 10 now. If we move that number up, we'll save taxpayers another $200 billion. On top of the $160 billion, because Medicare will not be paying these exorbitant costs.
He also spoke about cutting the deficit and about how, quote, the other guy talked about cutting the deficit and stated that they increased the deficit more than any other president in history. Most likely, he was referring to previous President Donald Trump. He stated that capitalism isn't capitalism if there is no competition. Otherwise, he says it's just exploitation.
When Big Pharma doesn't play by the rules, competitors can't offer lower prices for generic drugs and devices that carry that medication, so prices are raised artificially. I thank Bernie for leading the charge to do something about this.
He also spoke about how the cost of inhalers range between $200 and $600 without insurance, and states that it only costs less than $5 to make an inhaler. Biden then promoted both his and Bernie Sanders' efforts to cap the cost of major inhaler manufacturers at $35 a month. Lastly, Biden stated that this is historic progress to lower the costs of prescription drugs of once again everyone and not just seniors, and his optimism towards the future of healthcare.
Thank you all.
Coming up, news on how the airport will be reducing its carbon footprint. News 25 continues.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25. I'm Chris Palermo. A new hotel has been recently proposed for the Las Vegas area. It is expected to go in front of the Clark County Zoning Commission early June of this year. For more info on the hotel, we go to Samantha Roberts, who has all the details.
A new high-rise hotel called the King David Hotel has been proposed near the Las Vegas Strip, which would cater to the Jewish community. The hotel would be located at 3601 Vegas Plaza Drive, directly north of the Mirage. The planning documents state the hotel will be 46 stories tall, contain 486 rooms, along with a synagogue, restaurants, day spa, banquet facility, and convention facilities. It would also include 5 levels of subterranean parking and 7 above-ground levels. The King David Hotel amenities are expected to align with the Jewish faith and culture, including kosher restaurants. The proposal for the King David Hotel is expected to go in front of the Clark County Zoning Commission on June 5th this year.
More news now. Senators Jackie Rosen and Catherine Cortez Masto announced that nearly $5 million will be heading to Las Vegas's Harry Reid International Airport to reduce its carbon footprint.
Senators Jackie Rosen and Catherine Cortez Masto announced that $4.8 million will be coming to Nevada in order to increase clean energy transit options at Harry Reid International Airport. These funds are to be used to purchase 12 electric buses and charging stations in order to transport passengers as well as reduce the carbon footprint of the airport. Senator Rosen spoke on the matter, stating that Harry Reid International Airport is the main gateway for Las Vegas, bringing in visitors and supporting our tourism economy. I'm proud to announce they're receiving nearly $5 million in federal funds to boost its clean transportation infrastructure and reduce its carbon footprint.
And an all-new Suncoast Hotel and Casino is in the works. We're talking major upgrades, a great place. The company says virtually every area of the property will be renovated over the next 2 years. The Suncoast Hotel and Casino is hoping to wrap up renovations in time for its 25th anniversary in 2025. The property is located off Rampart in the Summerlin Parkway.
So what's coming to the Suncoast Hotel and Casino? We're talking major upgrades. It all started last year with the addition of the new William B's Steakhouse. It took the place of Salvatore's Italian restaurant. A new sports book set to open just in time for football season. The casino says it will have one of the largest wraparound LED screens in the valley. Bingo players will enjoy a new experience with a sleek new room off the casino floor. But the casino isn't stopping there. Locals and tourists will enjoy a new front desk and check-in area, an updated and modernized casino floor, a new 70-seat raised center bar, and banquet and meeting rooms that will double in size.
Over the course of the next 2 years, we're going to retouch and refresh virtually every area of the Suncoast. The size and scope of this is a little bit bigger than typical, but the Suncoast deserves it.
The Suncoast Hotel and Casino, off Rampart and the Summerlin Parkway has been entertaining guests for nearly 25 years.
In sports, the Vegas Golden Knights had a great game last night. A lot of goals, and it was starting to look like a basketball score. Mikey has all the details.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at www.kpvm.tv and now on Roku. Jonathan Marshall, he had a goal and 2 assists in last night's victory over the Vancouver Canucks. They won 6-3. Next up for the Golden Knights, they're off to Arizona to play the Coyotes on Friday. Las Vegas Aces single game tickets went on sale yesterday. Fans should act fast because tickets are extremely limited, according to the team. Las Vegas Aviators played the Sugar Land Space Cowboys today. They earned their first victory of the season, 6-4. They play the Space Cowboys tomorrow through Sunday. Pro Valley Trojans boys baseball are at it again today. JV is hosting Sierra Vista at home. Varsity is on the road at Sierra Vista High School. Both games are in progress. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
Thank you very much, Mikey. Coming up, our friends at Pets Are Worth Saving tell us how you can get your hands on this kitty cat. But there's a catch. You're watching News 25.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
Welcome back to News 25. Connie Alton of Pets Are Worth Saving tells us about a friendly cat named Tom. But be aware, this cat does not like dogs.
Today I'd like to introduce you to Tom. Tom is a Russian Blue. He's a year old. He's a neutered male. He is a loving boy, but he needs to be a single household pet. He is just a loving cat. He likes to play. He likes to dance. He likes people. You can meet him at Paws. We're at 520 East Street in Pahrump. Our Facebook is Nevada Paws Group. And also you can find us at nevadapaws.org. His adoption fee is $85. All shots are included, including his neuter, which he's already been done. So he's ready to go to a single family home, no other pets. He's got to have his own people. He's a great boy. As I said, he's a Russian Blue. So thank you very much, and please come by and visit Tom.
More news now. Endometriosis research shows more than 11% of women in the United States suffer from the condition. But that number isn't likely accurate, according to Dr. Megan Billow with Cleveland Clinic. Some women may not even realize they have it.
It is a condition that affects women of all ages. Most commonly, we do diagnose it during the reproductive age time. However, anytime a period is really causing significant pain, patients should be aware that pain with periods that are affecting or impacting their quality of life is not normal.
For those unfamiliar, endometriosis is a chronic inflammatory condition that causes tissue similar to the lining of a woman's uterus to grow in other places within the pelvis and the abdomen. Symptoms can vary, but typically include painful periods, pelvic pain, and pain with intercourse. A woman may also experience fertility issues. Dr. Billow says endometriosis can be challenging to diagnose, which is why they normally recommend exploratory surgery.
Surgery is very helpful for not only diagnosing but treating the disease. And treatment entails excising or cutting out, removing all of the disease. The pathologist will then look at the tissue under a microscope, give us the final diagnosis.
Well, there is currently no cure for endometriosis, but medications and surgery can help control symptoms. And while it is unclear what causes the disorder, genetics do play a role.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Well, a fantastic day. The balloons high up in the sky right outside the studios here. There is a wind advisory in effect for Pahrump and, in fact, Nye County. Complete forecast and all the details coming up.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. I'm Mike Ruhan from the Channel 25 Weather Studios and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku. Fernley, 71 degrees, Fallon, 72, Carson City, cool at 66 degrees, Tonopah and Goldfield, both at 67 degrees, Beatty, 74, they go down to 47, that's pretty neat, 81 in Amargosa, Vegas, 77, out in Death Valley, they're not messing around, 91 degrees, but here in the paradise of Pahrump, our current temperature is 76 degrees, we hit 78 today, winds out of the south at 11 miles per hour, humidity 14%, the sun rose this morning at 6:26. It's going to set this evening at 7:08 as we go to a low of 54 degrees. Under clear skies, the humidity up to 35%. Not too many clouds probably tomorrow, but check out all that wind. 26 miles per hour. It's going to be windy. Friday, we have a chance of rain, 21%, and it goes down about 20 degrees to 55 degrees. Saturday and Sunday in the 60s. Monday looks pretty nice, 67. We rebound on Tuesday, 74 degrees and sunshine. But check out Wednesday, 80 degrees. That's the day you should call in sick. Back to the desk. Here's Chris.
Thank you very much, Mikey. We like those days with the sunshine. That'll just about do it for us. I'm Chris Palermo, News 25. Make it a great night.